Hey guys, this is David with the Real Torres, and here I am putting out a nice little quick video. It's only going to be about 5 to 10 minutes long, rounds about. And today, what I'm talking about is kind of what I do on the side as like little side hustles, other than just showing houses with Opendoor. So actually, I started doing some of these things when I was with Redfin. I've continued doing them, and I've actually added some new ones that I have recently started doing. So here we go. One thing that I've done since actually I started right after I got my real estate license is being a notary. Now, I am in Georgia and it is an attorney state, so there are a lot of restrictions as to what a notary can do in the state of Georgia. So I do the general notary work. With that, there's limitations as to how much you can charge per stamp. But since I travel and I can charge a travel fee, in Georgia you have to itemize everything. So you'll have your stamp charge and then your travel fee, however you want to name it. And there's no limit to what you charge for your travel fee. So I make it basically based on the amount of distance that I have to travel, whether it's 20 miles, 30 miles, 60 miles, doesn't matter. I can, as long as there is an agreement before I charge it to them, then it'll hold up. I also do some signings. It is a little different again here in Georgia. It is an attorney state, so any property that is being bought and sold in Georgia has to be handled by an attorney. But there are a lot of people who have moved to Georgia from other states, moving to other states, or they're just buying and selling property in other states. And those deals, I am able to do the signing for them. So I've done ones for the states of Michigan, Florida, and there's another Florida, and another Florida. So mostly Florida, I guess, is what I do for signings, but I have done other states as well. With those, of course, the however you set up, whether it's through a signing service or directly with the banks, determines how much you'll make per signing. Some of them, it varies, usually somewhere between $40 to over $100 per signing. Generally depends on how many pages you have to get stamped or go over with the customers that are purchasing or selling. Now, of course, as a notary, you cannot explain the documentations. All you can do is call up either the bank or the person who you're there getting all the paperwork done for any explanations. You're not a lawyer. You cannot explain it. If you try to explain it, then you're practicing law in Georgia, and that is a big no-no. So you have to be careful with doing that. Another thing that I do is field inspection, which do not confuse it with home inspections, even though I am going out to people's homes for the most part. With home inspections, at least the last time I looked, which was years ago, I don't know if it's still true today in Georgia, as well as other states, because I looked in other states as well. For the home inspection is you have to be certified. You have to have an apprenticeship for, I think it's 1 or 2 years. I don't remember. And it could have changed since the last time I looked. That was over 5 years ago. Yeah, over 5 years ago. And, you have to have that, at least you did at one time, have to have the certification and everything, the training to do it. Of course, you have to be bonded and things like that as well. Of course, I do have my error and omissions insurance because of the notary work that I do. But you would have to have one also for the home inspections as well. But I don't do home inspections. I do field inspections, which is different. The only thing you really need besides transportation to and from the properties or locations is a working camera. It could be a GoPro, it could be like a Nikon, a Canon, any of those others. It could even be just your smartphone, as long as it has an HD camera on it. because they're going to want nice, crisp, still frame pictures of whatever it is that you're taking a picture of. So some of the things that I've taken pictures of are houses, as little as 3 pictures, as many as about 80 pictures, depending on the job. The kind of jobs for taking pictures of houses that you can expect to do would be something as simple as a house being put up for sale, and someone just wants to verify that the house exists, so they send you physically out there to take pictures. It could be that the house just sold and the bank wants to get like a second opinion appraisal on the property, so you go out there, you take the pictures of the exterior so that they can just take a look and do a quick appraisal, see if indeed the house is going to go or is worth what they put into the purchase. Let's see here. Also, sometimes it will be new construction, and they just want to make sure, hey, it's actually being constructed, it's on time, there's no delays. I had one job where I had to open the white box and take pictures of all the documentation in there, minus the floor plans, just to make sure that everything was good to go and that it was on schedule. And I had to go through the entire house. It was 2 stories and a basement. And then I also had to take pictures of anything that they were not aware of that's going to be on the property. For like in this case, they were putting in a swimming pool in the back. So I had to take pictures of that area, the swimming pool, just so that the bank would know, okay, well, that's extra assets on the property, so that's going to make it appraised higher, things like that. Also, some of the pictures I would have to do is like of the surrounding area, what the house faces. So what when you open the front door, what the owner is going to be looking at, and that can affect how much the house will appraise for. And as well as the neighborhood, the street it's on, things like that. That one house that had the pool being put in the back while during the construction was in a country club, so I'm sure it's going to probably meet the appraisal and everything. But I don't find out what the results are. I just go out there, I take the pictures. Normally they'll just say how many pictures and what pictures they want. With ones extensive like that, I would have to go through the entire house, because it's still under construction, take pictures of every single room, multiple pictures of like the living room, kitchen, those really important rooms and things like that as well. It takes a little longer to do those, but generally speaking, I can be in and out with those pictures, 5 minutes tops per house. There was one time I had about 5 or 6 houses to do. Just actually not each house was probably about 10 minutes from my home. So I was able to do them all in one afternoon. The pay is a little lower, but it's because the way that the job works is that you do multiple ones in a day in a certain area, and it builds up, and then you get a pretty decent payday, one that can be right on scale with, when you look at it hourly. I think that day I ended up with about $45 day, and I did the whole thing from all 6 houses, like within an hour and a half of when I started. So it's really easy work. There are some jobs that I don't like doing, so I don't pick those up. And it's things like taking pictures of maybe someone is in default, and you have to go to locate whatever vehicle that they've defaulted on to show that vehicle is at that location and take the pictures. You have to post a certified letter on the front door and take a picture of that. Some of them, they want you to knock on the door and get the person on the phone with the company. I don't like those. There's too much chance of confrontation. I haven't heard of anyone getting in trouble with the householders doing that, but this is Georgia. And I just don't want to get shot. I don't know if that will happen, no idea, but I try to do the easier jobs, the ones where I'm not walking up on the property. I stay on public property. I take the pictures of the houses from the street or from the sidewalk. Since I'm not on private property, they wouldn't, they don't really have the right to tell me to leave. I've had people come out of their houses demanding to know what I'm doing. Of course, we don't lie about it, tell them exactly what I'm doing. Taking pictures, depending on which company and which client it is, it's just, just a second opinion on an appraisal, taking the pictures for it, things like that. I had, a couple of confrontations where the person came out, telling me that I really don't belong there type thing. I just let them know that, hey, the bank hired me or hired the company I'm working for me to come out, take these pictures just for the appraisal. And, after that probably took 10 minutes because I spent about 7 minutes talking to the old owner because the house actually sold the day before, and then they sent me out to take the pictures. I just took the pictures that I needed. I went ahead and left, and then the next week I had the job come back over again, and it wasn't that I had messed up. It was just that they were asking it for the pictures again. I guess I'm not exactly sure. They don't say why exactly, but generally speaking, it's with that company. It's for a second opinion appraisal. I got paid for both, so it's not like they sent it specifically to me saying, hey, you got to redo this. But it was, I still got paid for doing it twice, so that's fine with me. Second time I took the pictures, he didn't come out that day. I'm glad. I tried to do it as quickly as possible just because I knew he was already confrontational the previous week. So I tried to be more inconspicuous and quicker at actually taking the pictures. But, it came out fine. The pictures were nice, still framed. I use my iPhone to take the pictures, so they come out with pretty good quality. Yeah, so that's, some of the things that I do. If you have things that you do and you're showing houses primarily, and, just as little side hustles, side jobs that you do, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. If you do, field work, go ahead and say, how much you like it, or if you have any crazy experiences, you can put them down there as well. It'd be interesting to see, what other people are doing out there. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today. Like I said, I was only planning on doing this for about 5-10 minutes, and it looks like I'm already running at around 13 and a half minutes. So I went a little bit over what I was expecting. But yeah, so if you have any comments, questions, of course, put them down in the comment section below. If you like these videos that I'm putting out, you find some merit to them, or you just like them, you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe. Just let me know exactly what you like about them, or just that even you enjoy watching the little tidbits here and there. All right, guys, once again, this is David with The Real Torres. Have a good one.